Take one.
Alan.
Daniel.
Didn't see you there. So,
We're back.
we're back. We've done lots of videos today. Authentication, authorization,
Workflows, self-service,
federation, gateways, directory services, probably my favorite of them all. And
It's
now,
interesting.
now we're going to do users, devices, and things, because everything we've talked so far about in identity has been about users, but the important thing to understand is it doesn't have to be about users.
It's not all about you.
Right. So what we want to kind of get across today, and we're going to push the limits of our cinematography because the board has gotten quite broad, but in addition to users, you can authenticate and manage the identities of all kinds of things. Cars, televisions, streetlights, chipped pets, and APIs, for example.
And all of those have a discrete identity. Right? We're not talking about a user authenticating to a car, but we're talking about the specific identity of that car or of that particular device.
So when you talk about that, when someone buys a car, you potentially need to register that person, register the car, pair them together. All of that stuff is data about the identity of the person in the car that you can actually store in your identity store.
However, when you sell that car to somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
some of that information needs to be transferred to the new owner,
Mm-hmm.
and some of that information is still yours.
Yeah.
Right? So that really does show that there is a discrete difference between the identity of the owner and the identity of the vehicle.
So you could actually hit on all the different concepts we hit. We talked about registration
We
of
did.
a user in a car. We talked about authenticating a user in a car. You could have policies for
Who can
enforcing
drive the car.
Who can drive the car. Synchronization of data. If you change that car from me to someone else, you might need to synchronize that data
Tell the
across the
DMV.
enterprise. Yep, and that car may need to communicate with services that the identity gateway is touching into. This is where it pushes the camera limits, John. So if you could angle it, there you go. So the identity gateway there. And so what we're trying to get across here is this point of you're building identity ecosystems that connect users, devices, things, and the services they engage with. Does that touch on it pretty well?
Absolutely.
Yeah, what
And I
are we
mean,
missing?
the sort of key point that I think we want to go into is it's not all about users.
Yes.
Devices and things are a very interesting part of this ecosystem and are probably a bigger part of the ecosystem.
Yeah.
And one of the facts about it is that within the framework needs to be able to deal with all of these different kinds of things natively. It needs to be able to deal with them in a reasonable way. You can't force them into being users.
That's right. So this kind of hits on the point of identity relationship management.
Why, yes. Yes, it does.
Great. So let's see. I think that pretty much covers it around users, devices, and things. Again, all the previous modules and videos that you've seen, you can take those and apply them not only to users, but also devices and things.
Absolutely.
Oh my.
Thank you for watching.